Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin and I'm the lead beat writer for the Arizona State Sun Devils on SI. And I will be joining you today as I have every day for the last month plus and every day moving forward. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Your support means the world to me. Please follow me on Twitter/X if you get the chance to daily exercise at the banner below me at khicks_21. I will be attending practices for football very, very soon. Boots will be on the ground. Practice footage will be available on X. Press conferences, everything in between. Game footage once the season starts in just about 2 months. And I couldn't be more excited to take part in an exceptionally exhilarating time for Arizona State athletics. This is going to be a fun season for a lot of teams, but particularly the football program. And just about 2 months from seeing that come to fruition. So, actually, in today's episode, I wanted to talk about the basketball program, the men's basketball program in specific. So, I guess the women's program too, because the arena is shared by both of them. So, Arizona State's athletic director, Graham Rossini, virtually confirmed that the renovation process for Desert Financial Arena has begun. He said that they put about $10 million into the arena over the last 18 months that most people won't notice. He's talking about infrastructure, mechanical stuff, electrical stuff, etc. That's kind of the foundation we need before we do some of the more fan facing upgrades that we've been planning starting next summer. We want to get a complete plan finalized. We'll hopefully announce it here in very short order. So, there's a lot to unpack there. So the Desert Financial Arena has been around for 50 years now. As some may know, it's the seats have oxidized into a bright red from their original maroon coloring. There's been several games that have been postponed or canceled outright due to plumbing issues, electrical issues, and everything else in the arena. So the infrastructure is quite a bit of a concern right now, and they wanted to stay on campus, and renovating was clearly the most seamless option they could take, most simple avenue. And sounds like they are going to get started on a multi-year renovation process within a year. So around the time graduation happens, and it's supposed to take about through 3 years or so. And Rossini did confirm that if it seeps into the fall season where men's and women's basketball is beginning, that they will be playing their home games at Mullet Arena in the interim. And that would be interesting because Mullet Arena only holds about 5,000 fans, and Desert Financial holds about 15,000. So about 3 times larger Desert Financial Arena is. So it would be interesting to see a full arena for both the men's and women's basketball programs moving forward. Assuming that the women's program does take off like it should under Molly Miller, that is a very exciting time. The team might not see the results of the rebuild this year, but it looks like the foundation is laid for very successful endeavors beyond this season. And the men's basketball program could have a new leader during the renovations of DFA. Bobby Hurley is entering his 11th season as head coach of Arizona State. Obviously, college basketball legend as a player, won 3 national titles at Duke, the all time assist leader in college basketball, I believe, coached at Buffalo before Arizona State, has done an admirable job considering the history of the program before he came along. And you can't really you can pick at certain aspects of his tenure, such as the 2020-21 season or this past season where he had supremely talented rosters that fell short. But there were a lot of accentuating factors outside of his coaching that determined the fate of those seasons. And I feel like we got to cut up some slack. 3 NCAA tournaments in 10 seasons is very, very good at Arizona State, despite producing players like Byron Scott and James Harden and Jeff Ayers and Eddie House. This should be a proud program that has a rich history. It just isn't. It just never has been. And Hurley has gotten the most out of the program that he could have in this time, I believe. And yeah, so Hurley entering year 11. Let's talk about what Rossini said about him earlier on Thursday in his talk with media. So he essentially said what we all know: Bobby's back is against the wall, but we still believe in him, and we are going to support him through this season. He gets one more crack at it, and it can be presumed that it's an NCAA tournament or bust scenario. There's an ultimatum there. He will only get a new contract if he coaches the Sun Devils team in 2025-26 to a massive overachieving season. And looking at past history of Arizona State basketball, it's entirely possible that he does just that. Look at 2018-19. The year before, they rose to as high as number 3 in the AP poll after defeating Xavier in Kansas in non-conference play. They tailed off in conference play, lost a lot of close games, barely snuck into the tournament, and then lost to Syracuse. Hurley went into the next season arguably on the hot seat. He needed to at least marginally improve off of the season before after reaching those heights. And he did just that. 23-11 regular season record, I believe. Could be their complete season record. I have to go back and check. But Lou Dort, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, phenomenal season before going to the NBA. Zylan Cheatham was a fixture in the rotation. There was a lot to like about that team, and unfortunately, they just ran into a well-oiled machine that was the Buffalo Bulls. And ironically, Bobby Hurley's assistant, when he was the head coach at Buffalo, in Nate Oates, who obviously is now one of the best coaches in college basketball at Alabama. So Hurley has done a great job with his back against the wall in the past. 2022-23 came off of an 14 win season in the season before. That was headlined by Marion Jackson, DJ Horn, and others. He revamped the team with incoming transfers: Devin Cambridge, Desmond Cambridge Jr., Warren Washington, Frankie Collins, and that team was very, very good. You could argue that they shouldn't have been a last four in team, but they absolutely put the hammer down on Nevada in the first four game, 99-73 victory, and they very, very nearly defeated TCU before a heartbreaking basket at the last second that sealed a 72-70 defeat. And they would have moved on to play Gonzaga. Who's to say they couldn't have competed in that game because TCU did? That's just a massive what if, but that was another example of Hurley coaching his butt off with his back against the wall. It seems like he always overachieves and does his best work when the expectations are low. And that will likely be just that with a roster that is almost completely new in 2025. Only one player returning in Trevor Best, but there is a lot more experience on this year's team. The roster looks like it fits a lot better overall. You have a pure point guard in Mo Odom. You have more depth. You have a lot of international players that are going to come in hungry and unheralded. And let's see what Bobby Hurley does in year 2 of what is expected to be a very, very challenging Big 12 conference. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Once again, please follow me on X/Twitter if you get a chance to at KHicks_21. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.